a town with ancient origins. Known in antiquity as Pesculum, the Rock. The old borough of Pesco was built on a hill and spontaneously developed into a higher part called the castle, dominated by the Baron's Palace, and a lower part called the valley. The village changed its name several times until 1947, when it received its current one of Pesco Sannita. With the passing of the centuries, the fief of Pesco was eventually merged with that of the neighboring borough of Pietrelcina, where Saint Pio was born. The last baron to manage the fief was Francesco Carifa, Count of Palicastro. The Baron's Palace, whose year of construction we do not know, today houses City Hall. It is located near the present Umberto Primo Square, formerly Piazza Gregaria. This is where our tour of the historical center begins. Many figures of local importance were born here, including Maddalena Angela Mirino, the great-great-grandmother of Father Pio from Pietrelcina. She is remembered by a marble inscription placed along Via Carminale. A stone watchtower bears witness to the town's old military function. It was built in Norman times, and was faithfully restored by the town administration. From the tower one sees the Tamero Valley, the Fortor Mountains and the old fief of Montelion, which remained autonomous until 1725, when it was joined to the fief of Pescolamazza under Antonio di Aquino. The fief was subsequently abandoned and given to local farmers under emphyteutic leases. Walking around the historical center, we come across the remains of the medieval walls of Pesco, whose stones sometimes provided the construction material for certain buildings, such as the archpriest's house, built in the 1500s. This house, entirely built of stone, had about 15 rooms. Near the archpriest's house are many alleys, some of which are true covered passages with wooden ceilings, typical of the Middle Ages. Going up the old borough, one reaches the recently renovated Via Cortina, where the living nativity scene makes its entry. The presence of many churches in Pesco bears witness to the deep faith of its inhabitants. One of the earliest of these is the Church of St. Nicholas, which lies along the street also named after the saint. Only a few ruins of this church survive. A 1518 parchment provides a written testimony of this centuries-old cult. It is a document granting property of the church to the University of Pescolamazza, the present municipality. In the early 19th century, the Baron Luigi Carifa introduced the cult of Santa Aperita. Carifa was given the mortal remains of the young martyr by the Archbishop Benedetto Feniger in 1801. The relics of the saint are kept in the Church of Our Most Holy Saviour. Walking along Via Capella, we encounter the Church of Our Lady of the Arch. built in the late 17th century. Continuing along the left side of the church, we arrive at the locality of San Giuseppe, where one can visit an old private rural church dedicated to the Most Holy Mary of Sorrows and Saint Joseph. One of the most modern churches in the territory of Pesco lies in the Montelion district, and is dedicated to Our Lady of Graces. During the 19th century, some splendid buildings were erected around the main square, a testament to the prosperity of local lords. These include the Palazzo of the Orlando family, with its typical 19th century style. But the 19th century in Pesco also witnessed brigandage and reactionary movements. A notable episode was the execution of town leader Luigi Orlando in 1861. Orlando was executed in the square, under the elm tree, by a firing squad directed by the rifleman Colonel Gaetano Negri. The wife of the brigand Finiscura lived at the back of the current City Hall building in Vico S. Antonio. Continuing along Via Lamberia, one passes the old house of the local reactionary Francesco Essi. Today Pesco Sannita is an advanced town, capable of harmonizing tradition with innovation. The town houses the Luigi Palmieri Seismic Observatory, professionally managed by the local Civil Protection Unit.